Hi, I'm Jay Thomas from Jay Thomas Auto, and welcome to another update at the Swap Shop out in Martinsville. I got Tyson with me again.
Howdy.
Hi. And we got some exciting stuff to talk about because this beast right here behind us is finally getting some stuff done on it, and there's big progress coming up this weekend, which is cool. A pair of Mustangs to look at, one you've seen before, one you haven't as well, and that cool GMC truck. We're going to take a look at the progress on that as well, so enjoy. Okay, Tyson, here we are, and we're going to look at everything new in here.
Yeah.
We'll start with this. We had a little update on this guy before.
Yeah.
But we got some progress.
I don't honestly remember where it was last time, but I think the AC was in.
Yep.
So AC's in, and Jason's been hard at work getting this thing wired, and he's got the rad in. So we relocated the battery to the trunk.
Oh, cool.
Just to clear up the engine bay.
Yeah.
It looks much nicer. And yeah, got that nice rad in, electric fans, the whole Holley system wired up. Yeah, just some pretty sweet stuff. He did a really nice job of it.
And you got a road trip this weekend.
Yeah, we got a motor for it. It was, it's been a runaround, but today was the first day I was actually confident to say we have a motor for it.
That's awesome.
So it's been about a year trying to track one down and waiting and this and that, but
yeah, and it's been, that's not quite the whole story because there's, the owner was trying to, find and things like that. So it's not your fault.
No, it's,
Nothing
at
like
the
that.
end of the day, it wasn't anything we did wrong. It was just supplier and some other stuff. So it just is what it is, but I stumbled across a shop in Calgary that has been really great to deal with, and they actually stock a number of motors. So
what's going in it?
So it'll be a 6-liter LS with a nice cam in it. It makes it 485 horse, 485 torque.
Awesome.
And we've decided to keep it just naturally aspirated for the time being. And this customer he's going to just enjoy it naturally aspirated for a while and get to know the car. And we'll probably end up putting a blower on it at some point, unless he decides that's enough power, which is fair because it's quite a bit. So, yeah, it'll just be a really, really neat car.
Sweet.
So, yeah, we're really excited about that.
Now, I've been in here when this has been up on the up on the rack, and you've had a bit of some engine work. This is Russ's old concrete truck, and your grandpa's at one time, right?
Yeah, my grandpa bought it new. It was a really nice truck, and unfortunately, it spent most of its life as a work truck after my grandpa died. But the motor went a couple of years ago, and so when we were a little slow, I put a motor in it, and then there was a cover, like a timing cover that was cracked. Yeah. So we fired it up for the first time, and it was just dumping oil. So I fixed that, which was a whole nother story, and now because it's a whole thing. Yeah, it's a whole thing. But I gotta try and fix it and wheel her down to Calgary tomorrow.
Yeah, she's going tomorrow.
Yeah, well, if it all works out, I'll figure it out.
Cool.
Yeah.
This is really awesome. What are we looking at here?
This is a 79 Mustang. It's a Indy pace car.
Yeah, look at this. Official pace car, 63rd annual Indianapolis 500.
It's a pretty sweet car. It's actually kind of a mystery car. It doesn't have a serial number. It's got a reissued VIN.
Whoa.
And it seems like, according to anyone who knows Mustangs, it's all correct, as these cars should be. And it's even got, if you look on the roof, it's like there was lights there at one point.
Yeah.
So we almost think that maybe it had, it's a Canadian car, but maybe it had something to do with some sort of promoting the Indy or something. I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's where they would have normally put that light bar.
Yeah.
When it was actually a pace car. But they made a lot of these that were official pace cars.
Yeah.
But they were copies of the car that actually went around the track.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Maybe this one actually went, who knows?
Who knows? It's kind of up to your imagination, just because it doesn't actually have a VIN even. It's just like a reissued VIN later. And the stuff on the roof, it's really up to your imagination what it could have been. But
interior's in good shape.
Yeah, the car's in really, really nice shape. It's been sitting a number of years.
Yeah.
So just brought it in to get it running and whatnot so that he can enjoy it this summer.
So this is actually a local guy from here in Martinsville.
I believe he's from Martinsville.
Yeah, who has this car.
Yeah.
And he just basically got a hold of you guys to say, hey, get my Mustang going.
Yeah.
I want to drive it.
Yeah. He just showed up to the shop one day and kind of, I don't know why. He saw some junk outside or something, but So it's been great to deal with.
So take me through some of the stuff you've had to do.
This one, it was kind of a weird story with the fuel system. It wasn't fueling. He said it was when it would run, but it would only run for a while and then it would vacuum the tank, like actually flat.
Wow.
And he said it had an inline pump and it was just all a runaround. So I kind of chased the lines and diagnosed it and found out the lines were flipped on the fuel pump. And like I honestly don't know what was done before and what his story and what that all was, but anyway, it wasn't, at the end of the day, it wasn't getting fuel to the car.
Yep.
So I found out the lines were flipped on the pump, so the feed from the tank was actually blowing, so it would have just been blowing air to the tank instead of sucking.
Right.
So just basically flipped that and fired up relatively easy. Spent a bit of time just fiddling with the carb to get it to idle. I still have some work to do on it to get it actually running proper, but it runs.
And is it like, we're doing like fluids and stuff like that for him? Do you know, or?
Yeah, it'll just be basically a regular maintenance kind of thing, same thing that you'd do for any car really. So
make sure the radiator fluid's topped up and transmission oil is good, rear diff oil, things like that, right?
Exactly, yeah. I think it's got a tranny leak we're gonna figure out, and we'll do plugs, engine oil, set the timing, make sure the carb's right, and make sure it's running good. And
then after that,
under load.
Brakes, just maybe.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't hurt.
Make sure they work.
Wouldn't hurt to take a look at them, and make sure there's oil in the diff, and so on and so forth. So.
Awesome. Okay, so that's one Mustang, but we got to look at this one over here.
Yeah.
Because the last time I was here, this didn't have a nose on it whatsoever.
Yeah, I can't remember where this one was at when you were here last time either.
Well, you had the tubular frame up here.
Okay.
And you were just putting those panels in right over here.
Yeah.
So and that was it. I mean, like, the engine was in it, but there was no rad or nothing like that, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah. So the panels are welded in. I got them smoothed out and looking good. And then I built this, like this is the rad support obviously. So built it removable, so just, it's all really quite simple.
Like how did you figure out the exact dimensions so that these would line up to bolt on?
To be honest, it's nothing, no crazy technology or nothing. It's just kind of use your hands and your brain and whatever tools you have and make it work. So we have a pipe bender and I just basically put the rad where I wanted it with jack stands and had the fenders hanging and put the front cone on, and then I could see where I wanted the rad and how much room I had, and I use like TIG welding filler wire, and I bend that to sort of get the right angle, and then I made my initial bends with the pipe bender and then figure out where to cut it, and
it's hand built like a Rolls Royce, man.
Yeah, it's
that's how they do it there.
Like a Rolls Royce or like a hillbilly in Arkansas, but
it's awesome. So this is like it's coming back together. That's great.
Yeah, it's really exciting to see this car actually looking like a car again.
You planning to get it on the road for the summer?
We're not sure yet. It needs some stuff, and it can definitely be driven like this. I think we'll probably drive it a little bit.
Yep.
But it needs a fuel pump and this and that, and because this is a personal project, we tend to go overboard with stuff. So
was this the first car that had a swap done?
This was, my dad and I did this swap when I was just in high school.
So this was like project one basically for the swap shop.
Yeah, this was in 2015, so 7 or 8 years ago, and Dad and I, this car's got a lot of family history, and it was my car at the time, and I had blown up the motor my first summer driving it. I worked when I was quite young to pay for it and this and that, and so anyway, that was Dad and I thought it'd be really neat to put one of these motors in, and that was right around when they just came out. So
That's cool.
yeah, it's been a really fun project.
And how about over here? We got the 53 GMC with the 5 window, and what are we doing with that thing? We've got some progress, right?
You know, it's
Look at
just
that.
waiting for parts, more or less.
But you got a nose on it, you know?
Yeah, that's kind of been on and off as we've been working on it. It's pretty simple to go take it on and off, but it's all together. But we're just waiting on like a few brake pieces to finish up the brake system, and then a pumpkin for the diffs so that we can actually get it moving and driving. So that'll be the next step, is basically get those parts to finish the brake system so it can stop, and then a drive shaft and a pumpkin so it can go, and then and then it'll be shakedown time. And we're gonna put glass in it, and the seat I'm not sure yet if what the customer wants for that, but it'll need something to drive it for sure. So
Patina's pretty damn awesome.
yeah, it's a really sweet looking truck. It's just really got the look for sure.
So some great progress going on in the stuff in the shop right now. You know, just like the pace car you got over here, the Mustang. If you got somebody who's just got a car like that sitting around, they've maybe inherited it or they've had it for a long time. They don't want to take the time to get it running, or maybe they're not interested in that kind of thing, but they want to drive the car and get it out here.
Absolutely,
right?
Spring's right around the corner, so get those hot rods out and get them working right for once.
Exactly. It's going to be a great summer. A lot of car shows coming up. I know we got like Dragons soon, Majestics, things like that. So if you got to get your car on the road, make sure you see the guys at Swap Shop, and you can find them on Instagram, right?
You can, yeah. We're the Swap Shop SK.
There you go.
I think.
Thanks for watching this update at the Swap Shop.